Coups typically surprise those who fall victim to them. They don't predict them. It's therefore much harder for outsiders to predict them. So, I mean, there is fun pundit territory about, whether someone will show up with a bullet in a gun or something.
Right.
I think what we can more confidently say is that the system overall is under much greater strain, is being tested much more severely than ever before. And that's not only a matter of growing discontent, alarm about the personal consequences of the war from below, as we were discussing earlier. An authoritarian regimes like this one, change almost always begins from within and not from below. And elites, those around Putin who sort of matter some way to the system, their center of gravity, I believe, has long been against this war, that most of them were privately very unhappy when this began. They are best placed to fully understand the longer-term consequences for Russia and themselves of this in the rounds, not only military ones, but the effects of sanctions, including on their personal wealth. I think for that reason, if whether for physiological or political reasons, Putin were to leave the scene, I suspect this war would actually end quite quickly. It's not a sure thing. You can imagine another hardliner succeeding them, but if it were a coup of some kind, then as a consequence of unhappiness with the war, it's very unlikely that another hardliner would replace Putin. It would be someone else who would end the war and its consequences.